Since 1974, a slate stone carrying the Afrikaans inscription, 'n bytel moet kan klipbreek as hy 'n bytel is, NP van Wyk Lou, which in English means a chisel must be capable of breaking stone for it to be a chisel, held pride of place at the entrance to the clinical building on Stellenbosch University's Tygerberg Campus. This extract from the poem Die Byteltjie, or The Small Chisel, was meant to capture the ideology of the faculty.
The rock in front of the clinical building at our Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences has a long history. In fact, it's a history that spans from the start of the faculty, and as people would know, the rock and its meaning has had a number of variations. These variations, I think, are good, but in recent years, I think the nature of the rock, its purpose, its symbol, its impact, have been questioned by students and staff and members of the community who visit the Tygerberg Campus. And in this regard, it was decided to expand on the story of the rock.
When we discussed the rock and the extract of the poem of NP van Wyk Lou in the faculty, it was clear to me that people had different connotations and meanings when they look at the words as well as at the rock it was mounted to. We did not want to destroy our history, but we wanted to show that something has changed. Part of the change we needed was the perception created when people enter our faculty.
Stellenbosch University embraces the intellectual wealth inherent in South Africa's diversity and strives to advance multilingualism in its academic and social spaces. In 2022, the award-winning South African artist Jenna Birchall was commissioned to redress the stone with a primary objective to align this monolithic symbol with the university's precept of multilingualism.
As the rock had an Afrikaans inscription on it, the first point of focus of the redress process was to try and find ways in which to incorporate the other South African languages into the process. We did this by way of requesting that staff and students at Tygerberg Campus submit phrases, sayings and idioms in their mother tongues to us, whereafter we would discuss these at workshops. The meanings of the chosen phrases, which eventually formed part of the redress process, centered on education, personal growth and healing, which is quite apt considering that this place is renowned for its health sciences advancements and lifelong transformative learning experiences.
Using her signature songsmith method, Birchall split the 3-ton slate stone in two and inserted a golden seam that houses sounds of the earth underneath the stone, recorded with ground-penetrating radar. The sounds become audible when the seam is touched.
The gold thread that runs through the rock shows how something as hard and as uneven as a rock can also be changed and healed. And the sound installation in the rock brings an additional new perspective.
Fracture and repair is such a huge part of my art making because it reveals to us moments of change. So in the traditional art of kintsikuroi, which is mending of broken ceramics with gold, it's an act of repair in a very practical sense, but it also alludes to a deeper philosophy of the ups and downs of life. And it acknowledges something that has been broken. It doesn't try to disguise it or remove it. It highlights it as something that is beautiful about the object. It tells a greater story. So this rock, to break it in half and then to repair it again, is that very act of acknowledging what the rock is transitioning into. And it ties into the visual redress on Stellenbosch campuses, where we're looking at monuments that can be more inclusive. And we can start including more perspectives. We can start looking at how can we repair and acknowledge our past without losing it, and including the past, the present, and the future into a piece. So each has its place within the archive, within the monuments, within the artwork.
So the new rock has almost an opposite meaning of the past rock. Where the chisel opened the rock and broke the rock into two, the reconstructed rock is a symbol of healing and bringing broken parts together.